if I had a pound/dollar for every single time I mention in these videos that I live in Canada, well, I'd probably have enough to buy myself something off Skip the Dishes. But I'd have still quite a bit of money. And honestly, I'm a dual citizen of this country, so it's kind of my home as well. Canada's now part of me. And when the World Cup was on, I was cheering for both Canada and England. So with Canada's football team rising and growing in interest, I decided to scout potential young players in Canada. And I found one name, Jordan Pezzurra, a 22-year-old Canadian-Italian who plays as a forward for Toronto FC. He has Canadian-Italian citizenship due to his family heritage. His father is originally from Italy and his mother is Canadian. He was born and raised in Toronto. And when he was 13 years old, he moved to Italy to play for Empoli's academy. He moved back to Toronto at the age of 17 and split his time between Toronto FC's first team and Toronto FC 2. As far as I understand it, the MLS has this rule where it has reserve teams that play in the league below, but they're only allowed to loan players from the parent club. It's a bit restrictive. It's ridiculous if you ask me. He won a Canadian championship in 2020 and is aiming to get a call-up to the Canadian national team in the near future. Pezzurra shows steady ball control and very tight dribbling. I think that playing in Italy certainly worked to his benefit because it's focused on possession football over there. As a result, this forward that I'm talking about is good at controlling the ball and making better decisions while he's on the ball. He drags back more than some of Toronto's forwards. A big comparison was Josie Altidore at one point. And he finishes with quite a fierce shot. He's, from what I've read and seen about him, Toronto FC fans are impressed with his shooting. He prefers not to be too skillful. So if you want him to show flair and be dazzled and completely mesmerised, you're not going to get that with this guy. Because he just wants to do the basics properly. I think focusing on the basics sometimes is better than trying to do something that's out of your comfort zone. They say that big things come in small packages, and that's been my remit with Scouting Report. Pezzurra is a huge talent in a small package. Toronto is a city you associate with Drake, the CN Tower. Niagara Falls is an hour away. You think, oh, when I go to Canada, I've been to Toronto. Well, he's joining a first team which is managed and directed by Bob Bradley. Toronto has a few Italians playing in the team right now with whom he can speak Italian with. And I'm sure Pezzurra is going to learn a lot in his career. And in the years to come, he might learn a lot. Toronto's the best place for him, actually. It's a big sporting city. It's close to home, where he's from. And, yeah, I'm sure focusing on domestic growth will certainly help him in the near future. And he'll go on to do something very positive in his career. It might be an MLS, it might not. But either way, he's giving Toronto fans something to talk about.